What up, guys? Kevin here. Zuby Tech. His Twitter is a wreck. Oh, man. There's one guy to follow that you just want to, I don't know, like do a case study on. Just the fanboy. He's on a different level of fanboyism. I have never seen someone just tweet at a billion-dollar corporation all day and defend them like all day, 24/7. The dude doesn't play games. He just doesn't. The way he tweets, you can't play games. Even if you have nothing else to do all day. But Bungie laid off some people. They laid off a lot of people. I'm seeing a bunch of tweets even today. I'm like, damn, how many did they lay off? And they laid off the composer for Destiny and Halo. Zuby Tech, defend my honor. That dude. Wow. And even more's coming out. So they did it before the end of the month, and the benefits end basically tomorrow. So, hey, you're fired. Bye. No benefits for you starting Wednesday. And of course, you know, they needed to be there a certain amount of time. We're seeing people only there like a year or so, especially after Sony kept $1 billion to keep people at Bungie and said they wouldn't lay off people. And they did just that. And they're cutting them without benefits. And they're not vested. They're not entitled to the money. That's, geez. But Zuby Tech just wants to remind you, Bungie will continue to independently publish and creatively develop our games. Independently publish. They're so quick to blame Sony. Many journalists and analysts tweet too, indirectly. All right, Zuby Tech. Take a knee. Helmet's not a chair. Who owns Bungie? Is Bungie independent? No. Bungie is owned by Sony. All right? Now, could Bungie have done this all on their own? Sure. But who does that make look bad? Sony. Sony cuts the checks. And I would dare to say, I don't think Bungie just lays off people without somebody from Sony, somebody higher up from Sony, giving the okay. And why is this happening right around the time a bunch of other PlayStation and Sony folks are getting laid off? Now, what might have happened was Sony's like, hey, you guys need to lay off some people, and then Bungie decided who. But let's just pretend that Bungie did it all on their own. Okay, that makes PlayStation or Sony look really bad. We just saw what happened with Redfall. Redfall came out and it was a stinker. And that was all on Xbox. So much so that Phil Spencer had to basically come out and apologize for it. And he did the excuse like, hey, we were 2 hands off. You know, we need to get these studios together to understand what it means to release a first-party Xbox game and not do it independently. And what did they do last week? They did a whole reorganization. Matt Booty's taken over, I guess, marketing duties at Bethesda because they don't want another Redfall to happen. So you can go ahead and have all your, Bungie's independent. They can do what they want. Well, Sony's cutting the checks. They're in charge. They're in charge, buddy. Zuby Tech. Blame Sony. Sony owns Bungie. Sony paid over $3 billion for Bungie. Sony said that they wouldn't do layoffs. Sony made it all about retention. Remember how we made fun of them because they overpaid? But I'm sure you were quick to put out a tweet or two saying that they saved $1 billion for retention. And they're letting some talented people go. Again, they let that guy go. Fine, blame Bungie. Blame Bungie. All right, well, why does PlayStation have a studio going rogue? Why do they have a studio shutting down other studios' games at Sony and then not only laying off their employees, but also delaying their games? Final Shape got pushed back to summer, and Marathon is pushed back to 2025. No, that's just Bungie doing its thing. Remember when I said when Bungie got purchased by Sony, I'm like, it's not going to last. Bungie's one of those studios. I wonder if they're already, talking to Sony management like, hey, this ain't going to work. We don't want to do this anymore. They want their freedom. All right, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.